Shalom Akim. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And peace and blessings to the Akim that's doing this work in truth and sincerity. I just want to go into a quick history lesson, okay, concerning Hellenization, okay. This is a point in period of time, when the Jews, okay, were forced into these customs of the Greeks, okay, and this was a Renaissance period, okay. I want to get the Wikipedia definition of Hellenization, and I want to hit some scriptures, all right. Hellenization or Hellenization is the historic spread of ancient Greek culture, religion, and to a lesser extent language over foreign peoples conquered by the Greeks or brought into their sphere of influence, particularly during the Hellenistic period following the campaigns of Alexander the Great in the 4th century BC. Okay, now this is actually recorded in the Apocrypha, okay, when you go into the first Maccabees, all right, because when you're dealing with the Holy Scriptures, okay, all right, when you go into the last book of the Old Testament, okay, it leaves you in a different rulership at that point in period of time. You see, okay, all right, it basically went from being in captivity, our people under the Medes and Persians, okay. So now when you go into the New Testament, okay, all of a sudden the Romans are ruling, and our people are speaking Greek, okay. So we have to find out, all right, through the Apocrypha, what happened, okay. There's a large chunk of history that has been removed, okay, and that's where the Apocrypha comes in. And for you to understand the New Testament concerning the Greeks, you have to understand the history that would happen to the people, okay. Why were they being called Greeks, okay, right? So it says that this was a Hellenistic period where culture, religion, and language was being influenced over the foreign people, okay, all right. The foreign people were so to speak, forced, okay, all right. It was a way of life, okay, at the time, because it was a conquered land, okay. So it gets into it, right? So it says the result of Hellenization was the elements of Greek origin combined in various forms and degrees with local elements. These Greek influences spread from the Mediterranean basin as far east as modern-day Pakistan. In modern times, Hellenization has been associated with the adoption of modern Greek culture with an ethnic and cultural homogenization of Greece, But the point is that this influence spread in the Mediterranean basin, okay? So now, okay, when you talk about the Mediterranean basin, okay, you have the land of Israel that was also included in this, okay? All right? Can't really get a great picture of it though, but Israel's basically in the center of the screen. This is all considered the Mediterranean basin, of where this Hellenization culture was dominant, okay? You see? All right? So now I want to hit some scriptures real quick, and I hope this lesson is edifying. All right? This is Maccabees chapter 1, verse 1. And it happened after that, Alexander, son of Philip the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Chittim, and smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes, and that reigned in his stead the first over Greece. Okay, so Darius was smitten by Alexander the Great. Okay, so now he took down the Persians, okay? And he was the first to rule over Greece. You see? All right? So this is where this Hellenistic period was starting to manifest. Okay? All right? But first, they had to conquer the land and the peoples that lived in these certain lands. Okay? Right? And it said, and made many wars and won many strongholds and slew the kings of the earth. Okay, so the kings of these different lands, okay, around that Mediterranean basin, okay, were basically put to death. Okay, and the influence was starting to come in. Okay, and the Apocrypha proves that. Okay, because I'm going to jump down to verse 10. Okay, all right. Now, you know, the whole thing of the infighting amongst these Edomites, okay, all right, was when Alexander the Great died. You know, his 4 generals put crowns on their own heads. Now, normally when a ruler dies, usually the son would come and reign in his stead, you know. But this devil is so damn covetous that they took it upon their own head. They took it upon their own to put crowns on their own heads. Okay, all right. So this is verse 10, and there came out of them, okay, with those 4 generals, a wicked root, Antiochus, surnamed Epiphanes, son of Antiochus the king, who had been an hostage at Rome, and he reigned in 137 year in the kingdom of the Greeks. Right? And in those days went out there out of Israel wicked men, who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have much sorrow. Okay, because they were putting hell on our people. Okay, in the land of Israel. Okay, because Israel was actually caught up in that takeover with the Greeks. Okay, all right. So these scriptures really focus on the plight of our people. Okay, and it shows you how our people were succumb to this Greek culture. Okay, right? So the wicked men of Israel, okay, all right, which has always been that always wanted to make a covenant with the heathen, man. Okay, this is the reason why we when we started having kings ruling over us, that was a heathenistic custom to have a king ruling over you. Okay. All right, and our people had wanted it, so we were granted having a king starting to rule over us. Okay, you see, all right, starting with King Saul, right? Okay, so now these wicked men, all right, want to make a covenant with the heathen. Okay, right? So this verse 12. So this device pleased them well. Then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinance of the heathen. So they were so forward at this wicked act to go from their own custom, that they went straight to the king, and the king gave them license to do everything of the heathen. You know, just like in today's society, if the rulers of this world, if they say that it's okay, even though it's against our own law customs, okay, our people go headlong straight into doing it, into practicing heathenistic customs, man. You see? Okay? Homosexuality is a heathenistic custom. Okay? Getting tattoos is a heathenistic custom. Okay? You see? Those are just quick examples of us doing what the heathen do. Okay? You see? Right? 14. Whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem according to the customs of the heathen, you know, and that goes into the gymnos. Okay, all right, and our people are heavily into sports to this day. Okay, we are basically the entertainment of the world, man. You Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Okay, all right, you are the ones that give these heathen their entertainment, okay, so to speak, right? And made themselves uncircumcised, and forsook the holy covenant, and joined themselves to the heathen, and was sold to do mischief, man. So they basically sold out to do mischief, man. All right, they forsook the holy covenant, man. You see, okay, and we were uncircumcised was a custom that the heathen partook in. You see, right? Okay, so this is what was going on at the point in time now. Okay, let alone that the multitude of the people were with this, man. Okay, and they embraced those customs and the religion of serving of the gods. You know what I'm saying? And just partaking in just the language. You see? Okay. Now, real quick, I'm gonna jump down to verse 41. Okay. I just want to grab the points out of here. But you know, brothers can read it for themselves. The whole chapter. It's a good chapter because it tells you what happened to our people. Okay. But I'm just want to hit certain points. Okay. This is verse 41. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people. Okay. All right. Doesn't this sound familiar? Okay. This goes back to how they always tried to make everybody one people, man. Okay. All right. And what happened? Yahweh destroyed the Tower of Babel, man. Okay? All right? And they're trying to do it now, this day and age, okay? With their New World Order, okay? And Yahweh Shah is going to come back and destroy that. You see? All right? Because it's going to come to naught. You see? Right? Now, Antiochus want the whole kingdom, okay? That was under his reign, okay? Which is that whole Mediterranean basin, including Israel, to be one people, right? And everyone should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. So this was a great renaissance that was going on, okay? Because Greek culture was dominant in this Mediterranean basin, man. Okay? Right? Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion and sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbath. Okay? So this is how we fell away, man. Lost our way. You see? Okay? We lost our way with this, man. You see? All right? So this is how when Paul was sent out, okay? All right? This is who he was trying to recover, man. All right? He was trying to recover the Israelite foreigners, the heathens that lost their way, man. That went to these Greek customs, man. So this is when you read this chapter, you get the full understanding of what's going on in the New Testament. Okay? You see? You can't run around, I tell you, you can't run around with 1/3 of the book, man, and think you got the truth. Okay? That's what these Christians do. Okay? All right? Their understanding is small. Right? Verse 44. For the king had sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah that they should follow the strange laws of the land. Okay, so these were strange laws of the land, so far away from our own customs, man. Okay, our holy customs. Okay, you see, right? And forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple, that they should profane the Sabbath and festival days, and pollute the sanctuary and the holy people. Okay, all right. So we were forced to go away from our laws because it gets into it. Right? Set up altars and groves and chapels of idols and sacrifice swine's flesh and unclean beasts, man. So this is what was going on in the temple, man. Okay? Sacrificing swine's flesh and unclean beasts, man. You know? Right? That they should also leave their children uncircumcised and make their souls abominable with all manner of uncleanness and profanation, right? Profanation, profanity, basically. Okay, you see, right? To the end that they might forget the law and change all ordinances, and whoever should not do according to the commandment of the king, he said, he should die. Okay, so we were forced into these customs, man. We were put to death, and we were even found practicing our customs. Okay, because when you go into further into the Maccabees, the book of the Maccabees, it gets into that, man. It gets into how we were being put to death, man, if we were circumcising the children, man, which is a holy covenant, man. That was a law that we had as our own custom. Okay, so now This is what it's talking about when it's talking about our people being of Greek influence. Okay, all right. These are the Greeks that the scriptures are talking about, the Israelite foreigners. Okay, you see. Okay, so when you hear the word Greek, even if you are of another nation, it does not mean that because it's saying Greek that you are all inclusive included. Okay, because it's not making a suggestion to all nations. It's talking about the Greeks, but it was talking about our people that were into that culture. It was a renaissance that was going on at that point in time. Okay, so it was a widely popular thing to do, and our people were born into it for later generations down. Okay, all right. So Paul was sent out to bring those people back into the fold of their holy covenant, man. Okay, are practicing their own laws, man. You see, right? Real quick, I'm gonna grab this other sword. Okay, all right. This is Acts chapter 6, verse 1. Okay, now on the left hand side, I have the King James Version. Okay, and on the right hand side, I have the New King James Version. Okay, now I'm going to read from the right hand side. Right. In those days, the number of disciples was multiplying. There arose a complaint against the Hebrews by the Hellenists. Okay, now it has let's read what it says in the margin. Okay, on the Hellenists, that is Greek speaking Jews. Okay, so that's a cut right there. Okay, all right. Now let's read the left hand side. In those days that the number of disciples was multiplied, there arose a murmuring of the Grecians against the Hebrews. Okay, so that's the point right there. Okay, you see, it goes into Hellenists, which is Greek speaking Jews. Okay, so they were all the same people. Okay, but the problem was in the murmuring was because they were on the taking on the heathenistic customs, man. So that was an issue that was going on amongst our people, and the Hebrews, okay, which were the Jews in the land, okay, had a problem with the heathen, which were also Jews. Okay, they had a problem with the Hellenists, who were also Jews. They had a problem with the Grecians, who were also Jews. Okay, all right. This book is only talking about one people. Okay, you see. So that was just a quick little lesson. Okay, all right, of getting the proper understanding in the New Testament. Okay, you have to go into the Apocrypha, man. You see, because that's where the history lies. Okay, and it shows you what happened to our people. Okay, you can't go from the Persian Empire straight to the Roman Empire, and they're talking about our people speaking Greek, or talking about Paul speaking Greek. Okay, you see, you have to find out why did that happen. Okay, you see. All right, so with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the Akim that's doing this work in truth and sincerity. Shalom.